Hey there, good afternoon ladies and gentlemen. Goedemiddag allemaal. You're watching AMS Live. It is Friday, June 16th. I'm standing alongside the Polderbaan like yesterday. This time round, further down the runway, closer to the point where the airplanes, when taking off, rotate. In the distance we are seeing the very first airplane of this stream coming this way from the main platform area on its way to the Polderbaan area. A777 going to New York from KLM. Just a few more minutes and we'll see it take off. Goedemiddag Marius en Wilma en Paul and Martin and Laura and Daniel. Good afternoon to you all. Hope everybody is doing well. It is a very similar day to yesterday when it comes to the weather. Although at the moment the sun is out more compared with yesterday around this time. Temperature is about the same, 25 degrees Celsius or roughly 80 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is blowing from the north-northwest, 330 degrees. This is looking to the west, to the North Sea. No clouds in the sky. This is facing south. And as you can see, southeast, more land inward and more to the south, there are a few clouds. This is to the east. This is facing north. Gorgeous weather. So the wind is coming mostly from the north, just a little west of north. So ever so slight bit of crosswind from the left this time round. Hey there Remco and Joshua and Richard, good afternoon fellas. Welcome back, hope you are all doing well. Let's quickly turn around the camera. The 777 has entered this part of the platform area. We're going to see 3 heavies back to back, starting out with this 777 to New York. There's an A330 on its way from Delta Airlines that is going to go to Seattle. And there's a KLM Dreamliner to Mexico City after it. At the moment, or at least until just now, I should say, both left and center were in use for departures and right was in use for arrivals. Talking about runway 36. So parallel arrivals and departures. Although I think we might see an hour where Polderbaan will be the only runway for departures. At least until 4, from 3 to 4. Probably. Anyway, this is KLM flight 645, 777 outbound New York JFK, 777-300ER, 8 years old, first flight February 2015. Hey there, Dave was here. Hey there, Yorkshire. Good afternoon, fellas. Good to see you all again. Hope everybody is doing great. Weekend round the corner. I think the Brits are having the same weather as the Dutchies are having over the last week. Nice sunny weather. Area of high pressure still in our area. Although I heard yesterday that at least in our region, we might see some showery precipitation later during the day on Monday or Tuesday. Not sure which one it was. And then on Sunday, one warm tropical day with 30 degrees Celsius, and then back to the mid to low 20s. We'll see how it evolves. Still warm in the UK as well, Yorkshire Biker says. Zep passed a traveling program the other day for big weekends away, and this fella was staying for a long weekend in York. I have to say I was pleasantly surprised by what I saw. Small town, all within walking distance. At least the ancient center. Beautiful buildings, nice and cozy. Look beautiful. So lining up right now, Delta Airlines flight 145, Airbus A330-300, destination Seattle. And this airplane is 19 years old, had its first flight in October 2003. Now you can see that 06 has been opened again for arrivals. Just now it was 36 right, that was the only runway in use for arrivals. Now there was an airplane just now that took off from center, so I'm not sure if that's going to be the last one. Salut Camille and Lisa, good afternoon. Right, next up, Dreamliner time. KLM flight 685, Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner to Mexico City. 5 years old, first flight March 2018. Well, and there was another airplane that just took off, so I guess center is still in use and we're still in a parallel departures situation. In 20 minutes from now, if I'm not mistaken, the daily Emirates A380 Super is expected to depart. Hopefully before then, center will close so that we can finally see a departure of the A380 up close again. I think we are due a close-up departure. Although truth be told, departures from center are visible quite well from over here, and also using the camera that I have. But closer up is better, of course. Now, I think you guys should be able to see the previous plane still on the left hand side. It is turning to the south by the looks of it. I don't see the airplane on my screen, but I think you should be able to see it. It is in the vicinity of the solar panel and just going behind it right now. So visibility still excellent. Now there's an Embraer taking off or about to take off from over here, and a bigger jet in the distance going from center. Turkish A330 by the looks of it. Hey there Tina, good afternoon. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. For those of you joining just now, welcome to the show. My name is Boy. You're watching AMS Live. We're standing next to the Polderbaan where departures take place. Parallel departures are in progress at the moment. The wind is blowing from the north-northwest. 330 degrees on average and a handful of knots. So if there is a little bit of crosswind, it is coming from the left today. Hey there Kathleen and Bisnovat, good afternoon folks. So as you guys can see, it is mostly blue skies over here, less clouds than yesterday. We had a bit of instability in the air yesterday. There were a few droplets here and there land inward. We haven't seen any over here in the west. Today it is much more stable. Temperatures are comparable with yesterday, 25 C or around 80 F. Next up is a Boeing 737-800 from KLM, flight 1147. It is going to Oslo in Norway, and this airplane is 24 years old already. Had its first flight in April 1999, so we have a millennial. So in terms of birds, we saw a coot earlier, 5 minutes, 10 minutes ago. Now looking around, I don't see them anymore. Neither the one that we did see, nor any others. Is there a bird over there? I think there might be. Yeah, there is. Is that a duck? I think it might be a duck. It's trying to hide. But we see them anyway. I did think I saw a vehicle with flashlights in the distance. Hard for me to see if it's the pickup truck of the bird controller. I think it might be. Doing a runway check. There's also no traffic coming this way right now, so I think they might be doing a little check. Yeah, Kathleen, I think it is. It might be a runway inspection. Hey Jackie, goedemiddag, good afternoon, good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. A couple of airplanes are on the move. 777 is going to the threshold of center by the looks of it. Although the United Dreamliner to San Francisco is on the taxiway that goes around the threshold of center, so I don't think that it will be taking off from center. Now there's also an A320 to Milan. That is going, oh no, that is going to the runway threshold. Well, let's focus on what takes off from center then for the time being. It is Transavia. Let's see, on the threshold at the moment on center is an A320 to Milan from EasyJet. Not sure where this one is going to. Looks like a 700 if I'm not mistaken. I'm also looking up to see if I can spot any contrails, but I don't. So also not a lot of humidity in the higher atmosphere. And I think it was K3 that we saw near the runway threshold just now. So there's definitely a runway inspection in progress. Ah, I think we see, is that Russell? I think it is Russell, our favorite crow. And this one is the A320 to Milan. Now, next up to depart from runway center is a KLM 777 300ER to Dubai. 2 years old. First flight January 2021, KLM flight 427. Can we see it there already? I think we might be able to see it from over there already. Once it's on the move. Hey there Keith, Roadhog, Alfredite. Good afternoon to you all. STFN, good afternoon. Soviet SSR, good afternoon. Aviation Dutch Vlogs, good afternoon to you too. Mario Paramedic, good to see you again. Hope everybody is doing well. And this is the 777 to Dubai. Well, in the meantime, traffic is coming this way. Let's have a look. Scrolling back up. And let's zoom in fully so we can see something. We should be seeing a blue airplane in a few moments. It would be an Embraer E2-195. Going to Copenhagen. Looking further out, we are going to see a Dreamliner to San Francisco. An Embraer 190 to Trondheim. A319 to London Heathrow. And I have absolutely no planning ahead whatsoever. So I think the 18th is Sunday. Isn't that going to be a very tropical warm day? Not sure yet what I'm going to do then. In the meantime, Berend, goedemiddag. Checking in from Den Helder, the north of North Holland. Normally speaking, relatively cool. While we're waiting for the traffic, let's see. Another 737 just took off from center. Is that a 700 as well? It does look a bit short. Stubby. Meanwhile, you'll hear a shovel pass by. Work over here still in progress. Hey there Robert. Hey there Ron. Hey, salut Jean-Yves. So, shovels, and also a tractor. Quite busy over here, in fact. Alrighty. Traffic, finally. Yes, Aphrodite, they're still busy building that pied-à-terre. So first up is an E2 Embraer 195. It's going to go to Copenhagen. It's also going to depart from the runway threshold. So we have to wait a bit longer still. KLM flight 1131. E2 Embraer 195. Relatively new, 1 year old. First flight was in March 2022. Also getting closer by is the Dreamliner from United. Just finishing behind the fire station. More traffic coming this way. In the meantime, Mr. Koet. Or Mrs. Koet. He or she is solitary. No companions with him or her. Also, oh wait, there are two behind me. I'll show you in a minute. But the E2 Embraer 195 is finally on the move. Hey Gosse, goedemiddag kerel. Hey there Jono, good afternoon. Hope everybody is doing well. Well, I was going to show you two additional Koets that I saw just now, but oh wait, I think I do see them, but they are on this side of the stream. Yeah, I don't think I can show you. No. They still managed to find a place to hide from the camera, despite the grass having been cut. So we'll have to be patient for them to show themselves. Hey there Amy, hey there Timo, good afternoon. Welcome to the show, hope you're doing well. Next up, United Flight 969, Boeing 7879 Dreamliner, destination San Francisco, California. The airplane's age 3 years, first flight was in January 2020. Facing this way, it looks like the wind has picked up a little bit. Not that I'm complaining, otherwise it would have, without any wind, it would have been scorching. Now it is bearable. So at least one coot has shown itself. Looking, I don't see the second one, but there is another one. So I think there are 3 coots today over here in total. Now, let's see. Next up, KLM flight 1175, Embraer 190. Going to Trondheim, 11 years old, first flight January 2012. And Timo, the A380 is expected to depart around now. The daily flight from Emirates going back to Dubai. So, if anybody is watching on Flight Radar and has more information about where the A380 is, do share. K3 will be coming back, passing us by in a few minutes. Now, there was still air traffic taking off from center just now, so I'm not too optimistic about the A380 being able to be seen up close if it takes off right now. So, in the meantime, a local moped club apparently just passed by. Got a little distracted there. We did see the departure of a Speedbird Airbus to London Heathrow, one of the many flights to London Heathrow. And we're waiting for a Delta A330 to Boston. That is taxiing to the runway threshold. Okay, so A380 is alive on flight radar. Hopefully it's coming this way. Now there are still departures taking place from center, unfortunately. Hopefully well, fingers crossed. Anyway, this is Delta Airlines flight 257. It is an Airbus A330-300 going to Boston, Massachusetts. This airplane, 18 years old. First flight was in March 2005. I think I won't be buried nor bothered by the bikers. Although I have to say it was nice to look at them. I didn't recognize I think it were mopeds. We do also have those ancient bicycles that had a help engine called Solexes. But it weren't Solexes, that's what I could tell. But if they were old Zundaps or other, I didn't recognize them, but I'm no expert by any means, so that doesn't say a lot. But it was nice to see. Right, next up, 777. No, yeah, they definitely weren't Solexes. They were really mopeds, not cycles with help engines. So this would be a 777 to Curaçao. That is going to be the next airplane to take off from over here. I don't see any airplanes going to center right now, although there was an airplane that just took off from center. Still hoping it's going to be the last one for the time being. Oh, this is really hard for me to... You have to imagine that I'm now facing away from the sun and the sun is behind me in the sky. So really hard to see what is on my... There we go. There's direct sunshine and reflections of my face, of all things, that I see on the screen of my camera right now, facing this way. In the meantime, the 777 is getting closer by. Yeah, they were definitely two-stroke 50cc mopeds. Well, I'm looking on flight radar and I'm optimistic because there is a Boeing 737 with destination Berlin and it is taxiing up instead of down. And had center been open still, then we would have seen a taxi down to the south, going to the threshold of center. So I think that means that the runway is closed and we are now standing next to the only runway open for departures. Hey Roy, don't be sorry you're late, you're just in time. We're going to see the 777 to Curaçao in a few seconds taking off, and we're still waiting for the A380, and I think they just closed runway center because there's also a Boeing 737 with destination Berlin crossing center coming this way, and it wouldn't have done that if center was still open, because then it would have taxied south to the runway threshold and have taken off from center. So if I had to bet money on it, I would say that the A380 is coming to our runway. And Timo, around Schiphol there are no fences, just canals. So that's why we can stand very close to the runway action. If it freezes over, you can just walk over this canal onto the runway if you had bad intentions. But of course, us Dutchies don't do that. Or at least I'd like to think we don't do that. In the meantime, Gary, Caroline, good afternoon. Sander, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Mr. Pizza, good afternoon. And Nelly, goedemiddag, good afternoon. You guys joined just in time. We're waiting for the daily Emirates A380 Super to come this way. It is in the Journey to the Future livery. Let me take a few sips of water. Stay hydrated over here in the sun. It is 25 degrees Celsius, maybe even a little bit warmer by now. So it is in the 80s Fahrenheit, low 80s probably. The wind is blowing from the northwest. The airplanes are taking off to the north. Mostly headwind, a little bit of crosswind from the left. Just a little bit. Over here we have a Boeing 737-800 KLM flight 1829 going to Berlin. 737-800, 12 years old, first flight May 2011. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. If you're liking what you're seeing, consider subscribing to the channel. Also, don't be afraid to say hi in the chat and feel free to ask any questions if you might be having any questions. Alrighty then. Here we go. Hey there, temp account, good afternoon. I haven't seen any ducks. We have had a couple of coots. One chilling on that slab of stone, the other a little bit behind. And there was a third one on the other side. I haven't seen any ducks yet. Or grebes. Although I'm not sure, I think there might be one, might be a duck in the middle of the screen over there. But it's hard for me to see from over here. Aviation Dutch Vlogs asks, which camera am I using? I'm using a Canon XA40. Next up, indeed Remco, going to Ibiza. Corendon. Boeing 737-800, flight 517, going to Ibiza in a few moments. The airplane is 23 years old, first flight was in December 1999. Now, the A380 is taxiing. There's also a 777 to Vancouver coming this way, and an SAS CRJ 900. Haha, that sounds like a good setup there, Danny. So, patience is indeed a virtue. We've had to wait for it a couple of times, but today we are going to see the Emirates A380 take off right in front of us in a few minutes. So don't go anywhere, folks. Also, it is in the destination, no, not destination Dubai, but welcome to the future livery. First, this 737-800 from Corendon Airlines going to Ibiza. Still looking around to see if I can spot some contrails, but I don't. So that's all interesting. In the meantime, both coots are chilling on that slab of stone. So, next up, A320neo going to Glasgow. Let's see, it is taking an earlier entrance to the runway. So this is EasyJet flight 27835, Airbus A320neo going to Glasgow. And it is a 3-year-old airplane that had its first flight in September 2019. Oh, aren't they quiet? Not as quiet as the A220 and the E2 Embraer 195. Those are really quiet, but these are quiet as well. You can just speak without having to raise your voice. Hey there, Sierra Bravo TV, good afternoon. And all other viewers in the meantime joining us, good afternoon. You're watching AMS Live, my name is Boy. This is the Polderbaan, runway 36 left. We're standing at the point where on average the planes are starting to rotate. They're taking off to the north. We'll first see this CRJ take off from SAS going to Copenhagen. After that we are going to see a 777-300ER to Vancouver. Already lining up in the distance. A few more small planes are underway, but there's also a very big bird coming this way. The daily Emirates A380 Super going back to Dubai in the Journey to the Future livery. First up, SAS Flight 548, CRJ 900, long range, going to Copenhagen, Denmark. Next up, KLM Flight 681, Boeing 777-300ER. 7 years old, first flight February 2016, destination Vancouver, Canada. Alright, gear up. Now, I spy with my little eye. We'll have to wait a few departures first. Hey there, David, good afternoon. Brian, good afternoon. Belinda, goedemiddag, good afternoon. You guys are just in time. This is KLM Flight 1459, Embraer 190, destination Nantes in France. The airplane is 9 years old, first flight February 2014. The coots are not impressed. Hey, that is a regular livery. I thought it was the Journey to the Future. Huh. Alright. EasyJet A319 going to Birmingham. 14 years old, first flight November 2008. Well, if Flight Radar says it is Journey to the Future, they must have brushed it off while it was at the gate, because this looks very much like a standard livery, unfortunately for us. Okay, well in that case, just tune out. Nothing to see here, ladies and gentlemen. Just go on with your other business. So this is KLM flight 1477, Boeing 737-800 going to Glasgow in Scotland. Hey there, Josegi, good afternoon. Good to see you again. Hope things are well with you over there in Kenya. Now, next up, the king of the day, Emirates A380. It should be in the Journey to the Future livery, well, unless it is one-sided and only on the left-hand side. I spotted a regular livery. Flight 148 going back to Dubai. So I'm not sure if the age of the airplane is correct, because it says on Flight Radar that it is a Journey to the Future special livery, but we just saw it wasn't. Well, the apartment building on wings has left the ground, going back to Dubai. Still flying in, runway heading, going to the north until it reaches the North Sea Canal typically. Then it's going to make a right-hand turn in this case, because it's now flying to the north and it has to go to the southeast. I am going to turn around the camera because there is a 777 coming this way. KLM flight 587, Boeing 777-200 ER, 18 years old, first flight November 2004. This airplane is going to Lagos. We still see the A380. Well, I certainly cannot on my little 3-inch camera screen. And in the meantime, our friendly neighborhood, the police, is also doing a patrol. Not looking, ignoring the only person over here in the field. Almost the only person. There are a few other people over here. Hey there Peppy, good afternoon. Herzlich willkommen. Now, it is a bit busy. We have a queue. Polderbaan being the only runway in use for departures at the moment. And this looks like a Swiss Airbus A220 300 going to Zurich, flight 729. 5-year-old airplane, first flight April 2018. And just listen how quiet it is when it passes by. Geared turbofan engines are really quiet. Right, let's turn around. What is coming next? I think it is an A330. Yep, Delta Airlines flight 165, A330-300, destination Minneapolis, 15-year-old airplane, first flight August 2007. If you value your hearing, you might want to turn down the volume because this might get loud. I think I'm also hearing a few frogs over here, behind me to be more specific. Now there are a few birds in the water. I think they're coots, but they could also be something more ducky. Let's see. Is that a duck? Let me also look on my laptop screen. Oh yeah, that looks like a duck. That is definitely a duck. Alrighty. So there are ducks after all. Oh wait, even closer by, a duck couple. So the ducks have woken up, that's for sure. Scott is saying Saudi Dreamliner taking off soon. Is it going to be taking off from over here? Or have they reopened center again? Or is it coming this way? I think for the time being we are in luck and this is the only runway open for departures. Right now we're having an EasyJet A319 take off, going to Berlin. And this is a 17-year-old airplane that had its first flight in May 2006. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . So folks, if you just tuned in, welcome to AMS Live. My name is Boy and we're standing next to the Polderbaan, which is runway 36 left today. At the moment the only runway in use for departures. Let me show you the big picture. This is facing north. The pilots are taking off to the north on this runway today. The prevailing wind is coming from the north-northwest, 030 degrees. That means that there is a small crosswind component from the left, but mostly headwind for the pilots taking off today. Current air temperature is in the mid-20s Celsius or in the 80s Fahrenheit. And if you look, you can see there are hardly clouds abound. No precipitation in the immediate future. Not until after the weekend are we going to see some precipitation of significance. So this is facing north. This is facing east. You can see what clouds there are more in the southeast. And this is west. Next up, Boeing 737-800 KLM flight 1189 going to Bergen in Norway. The airplane is 12 years old. First flight was in May 2011. And thank you so much, Peppy, who says super stream today. And hey there, Jim, good afternoon. All other viewers who have joined in the meantime, welcome. Eddie, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Next up is an A319 going to London Luton. On the go already, EasyJet flight 22518. And this A319 is 17 years old already, and she's light, rotating and airborne already. Keith has to go already. Thanks for joining. Glad you enjoyed. Hope to see you again soon. If you're new to the channel and you are enjoying what you're seeing, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. You'll help me tremendously by reaching more people that are also interested in live stream content such as this. Plus, you'll be able to turn on notifications so that whenever I go live again in the future, you get notified. And if you have the time for it and are feeling like it, you can join us for more live streaming action. Shamrock going back to Ireland. Aer Lingus flight 605 going back to Dublin. This airplane 18 years old, first flight July 2004. Just to show you how quickly they are climbing. Bit of perspective with the ground as well. Hey Wendy, goedemiddag, good afternoon, good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Hey there Matthias, goedemiddag. Checking in from Poland. Let's have a look. We have some big birds coming this way. Also a few smaller birds. Let's see. This must be the 777 to Accra. In front of it is an A320neo EasyJet going to Lisbon. And behind the triple is a 737-900 to Munich. Hey there, Lobbertje. Good afternoon. Now, let's have a look on the platform. There was talk about the Saudia Dreamliner just now, but I don't see it anywhere. The A320, in the meantime, almost has reached the runway threshold, so let's turn the camera to the right. There we go. So this is EasyJet flight 27962, Airbus A320neo, destination Lisbon in Portugal. The airplane is 4 years old. First flight was in June 2018. And she is on the move. Also not too heavy. Right, let's turn around because we have a little 737 that is preceding the triple. (737-900) going to Munich in Germany. KLM flight 1797. This airplane was 21 years old, had its first flight in August 2001, so that's a month before 9/11. If you put it like that, it's old. Quite a while ago already. No time to waste, 777 time. This is KLM flight 589. Boeing 777-300 ER going to Accra. This airplane is 11 years old, had its first flight in May 2012. Hey there, Milton, checking in from Wyoming. So that is 8 hours time difference then? 8:05 in the morning for you guys then? I guess, not sure. Or is it 9 hours? That's probably 8. Or is it 7? Huh. It's not 6, it's not 9, but is it 8 or 7? And hey there, Lucas Sun, who says good morning. So, where are you checking in from? Where it is still morning? Also United States? Let's see. We'll have to wait just a little bit for the next traffic. There's an A319 from EasyJet about to cross runway 36 center, so we should be able to see it appear from right of the building on the left hand side. Let me do a little bit of hydration. Hey there Elton, and hey there Nicholas and Donna, good afternoon. Viva, good afternoon. Welcome one and all. You can see a tail moving in this direction. Also some movement over there, although I'm not sure if that's traffic coming our way or if it is arriving traffic going to the gate. Right, so let's see what's in the pipeline. 1, 2, 3, 4 airplanes coming this way right now. A319, A319, A320, 737-800. More is on the move, but still further out. So right now we have a batch of 4 airplanes coming this way. To begin with, an EasyJet A319 that is going to London Gatwick. I think that's what we see right now in the middle, but the heat waves are distorting it quite severely. I'm looking up and around me to see if I can spot contrails, but there really aren't any. Really interesting that apparently in the higher atmosphere the relative humidity is quite low. Or the temperature is quite high, I don't know. So this is the A319 to London Gatwick. There's a second A319 behind it to Manchester. A320 to London Heathrow. Slowly but surely coming this way. Just one isolated cloud above the ATC control tower of the Polderbaan. And Donald is doing a little nap. Looks like he's standing on one foot. Now, no companions in the vicinity. There is a bird controller further out. Looks like there might also be a few more birds out further. In the meantime, a heron Just touched down. Slowly floated towards its landing place over there. Always good to ruffle the feathers. Kathleen says that there's a Saudi A747 underway. That is good news indeed. Okay, interesting. Welcome to National Geographic AMS Live. Is the heron now trying to make a move on the duck? Surely not. What is it doing? Is it seeing frogs or something? Anyway, I hear something spooling up. And it is our first A319 from EasyJet going to London Gatwick, I think. Yeah, so this is going to London Gatwick. 11 years old. First flight July 2011. Let's turn around. Another nice duo shot of two airplanes lined up already. Obviously, the EasyJet will go first. A319 destination Manchester, United Kingdom. Airplane is 17 years old. First flight was in June 2006. Alrighty then. Another airplane creeping before the Speedbird. Transavia flight 5887 going to Shania or Ghania. Not sure how you should pronounce that name. Boeing 737-800, 14 years old, first flight April 2009. Right. Now this time around it looks like the Speedbird will get clearance to take off without any other airplanes cutting in line. Yeah, she's on the move. Speedbird 439. Airbus A320 going to London Heathrow, one of the many flights between Amsterdam and London. The airplane we're seeing is 20 years old. First flight was in June 2002. I do hear a frog. The heron might have seen some as well. I think it is eating something. Bird controller is slowly coming this way. Well, another early climb. Little Embraer going to Frankfurt. KLM flight 1769. Apparently not a lot of souls on board and also not a lot of fuel because it was in the air really quickly. If I zoom out, you guys can see how steep it is climbing already. 13-year-old airplane, Embraer 190. Next up, a MAX 8. TUI fly, or TUI, flight 807, Boeing 737 MAX 8 going to Paphos. It is a 4-year-old airplane that had its first flight in February 2019. Now, extremely quiet, as you guys probably heard. So the duck has gone, the heron hasn't. Looks like it is still on the hunt for a spot of lunch. Looks like it's seeing something. Yeah, look at how quickly it can shoot its head forward. Too bad I'm already maximally zoomed in with optical zoom. Shall I try digital zoom, see how that goes? Also fixate the camera, the tripod to reduce vibrations. It is definitely hunting. Looks like it had a little fish or maybe a frog or something. It was a bit hard for me to see on my little screen. It did catch something. Now I can see on flight radar that 36 center has started being used again. There are a few narrow bodies coming this way. There's a 777 to Frankfurt, but I guess it is going to take off from center. So that is a bit disappointing. 36 center has reopened again by the looks of it. Yeah, traffic is taking off from center already. Now there is an Embraer 190 over here on the other side behind me, going to Dublin. So let me turn around the camera so we can watch it take off. Unfortunately, the heron is not visible on flight radar fishline. No. Over here, KLM flight 937, Embraer 190, destination Dublin, Ireland. The airplane 13 years old, first flight January 2010. Hey there, stranger, good day to you. Welcome to the show. So unfortunately, center has been reopened again. It was a momentary period that it was closed and we had all traffic coming to 36 left, where we are standing next to. There's another departure on center taking place right now. Boeing 737 going to Lyon, France. KLM flight 1417, Boeing 737-800. 23 years old, this airplane. First flight was in August 1999. We're waiting for next traffic to come to the Polderbaan, runway 36 left. Looks like there are two planes coming, and the Emirates Sky Cargo 777 to Frankfurt is now lining up on the threshold of center. Before traffic will be arriving over here to take off, we should be able to follow the departure of the Emirates Sky Cargo 777. There it is already. Airborne quickly, of course. Not a very distant destination. This is Emirates flight 9993 777 going to Frankfurt. Climbing quite steeply. It is a 777 freighter, 8 years old, first flight October 2014. Right. Stranger asking if I'm going to be spotting on Sunday. I don't know yet because I think that's going to be a very tropical, warm day. So I don't know yet if I'm going to go out or maybe do other things for enjoyment on that day. Let's see, one airplane going in the air in a few moments from center. Two on the move over here. Although there is a Saudi Dreamliner to Jeddah also active now on the platform. But then again, that is likely going to take off from center. There we go, Embraer 175 going to Gdansk in Poland. KLM flight 1921. Embraer 175. She's 6 years old. First flight was in January 2017. Right, in the meantime, more action on this side of the platform. Let's see, this is an Embraer 190 from British Airways, operated by BA City Flyer. Speedbird flight 8454. Going to London City. Embraer 190 short range. 11 years old, first flight August 2011. Yeah, and it is remarkable. If you look around, no contrails whatsoever. Normally speaking, it's very crowded in the air and you would typically see 6, 7, 8, if not more contrails at any moment in time if the sky is clear. Indicative for either warm air or low relative humidity up in the sky. This is KLM flight 947 and Embraer 190. Going to Belfast. 12 years old, first flight August 2010. Right, let's have a look on flight radar. 2 more planes coming this way. A Vueling lining up on center. So how about we give that a follow. We're now waiting for Vueling flight 8310, Airbus A320 going to Barcelona. 16-year-old airplane, first flight November 2006. And thank you for joining, Josegi. Hope to see you again soon. And welcome to the stream, Ires. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. There's a teeny tiny yellow pickup truck in the distance. That is the bird controller. Oh, and Vueling has already taken off. Totally missed that. Alright, let's have a look. In the meantime, it is more busy on center at the moment with a CRJ taking to the sky. Lufthansa. Meanwhile, traffic taking off over here. Finally, some traffic at Polderbaan as well. This would be KLM flight 1289 going to Edinburgh. Boeing 737-800, 22 years old, this airplane. First flight was in June 2000. Next up is an Embraer 190 going to Cork. Orcs, elves. KLM flight 1087. And Wendy, see you later. Enjoy the rest of the day and the weekend. Let's see. Couple of 737s coming this way. There's a TUI Max 8 taking off right now from center. Let's see. We should be able to see it right there. So TUI flight 605 this is. Boeing 737 Max 8 going to Jeddah. Not sure where that exactly is. Egypt or something? Sounds like a Middle Eastern destination. The airplane is 4 years old and had its first flight in November 2018. Now there are two planes coming this way, just turning around the corner to come to the Polderbaan from the main platform area, having taxied around runway 36 center. Looks like two narrow bodies. I think I can just about make them out in the vicinity of that shed. They will be coming this way. I think the first one is that blob. That's a bit murky because of not being in focus and also heat waves. There is a second one coming this way. Ah, Jeddah is an island off the coast of Tunisia. Right. Hey Alvin, good afternoon. Cameron, good afternoon. It is a bit quiet at the moment over here. Compared with yesterday afternoon, it seems that Friday afternoons are not the busiest over here at Schiphol. There is a Transavia taking off from center going to Athens. So while we are waiting for traffic to come this way, let's have a look at this 737-800 Transavia flight 6865 going to Athens. 16-year-old airplane. First flight was in April 2007. And K3. Which is also a children's band from Belgium. For those of you not coming from the Benelux. The wind still blowing from the same direction, more or less. Now we're going to see a Dreamliner from Saudi to Jeddah take off from center in a few moments. Also some more activity on this side of the platform area. We did see a yellow vehicle, but this is a P vehicle and not a K vehicle. It's not a bird controller. PP. Hence the yellow color. Boeing 737-800 KLM flight 963 going to Newcastle, United Kingdom. This airplane is 24 years old. First flight June 1999. It is a millennial. So 737 over here, but I think the Saudia, oh no, the Saudia has to wait for an A321neo that is going to precede it. Okay, so we can still follow this airplane's takeoff and then go to the Dreamliner on center, I think. This is KLM flight 1079, Boeing 737-700, going to Manchester, 12 years old, first flight February 2011. Hey Han, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Right. Egypt Air A321 just took off, so I'm guessing now should be the... Oh! No! There's a Vueling. There's a Vueling going first. Okay. Alright. Cool. Now, over here we have an E2 Embraer 195 going to Aberdeen. Really quiet, really big engines, really on the move. KLM flight 1449 E2 Embraer 195 going to Aberdeen, 2-year-old airplane, first flight February 2021. And here goes the Vueling. Now, and Elias, thank you so much for your kind words. I do my best. Glad you're enjoying. Let's quickly focus on center, where Saudia Dreamliner 7879 to Jeddah has just taken off. So this is Saudia flight 216, Boeing 7879 Dreamliner going to Jeddah. The airplane is 6 years old. First flight was in March 2017. Brand spanking new. Alrighty, what is going on over here? Something silvery, is it a SkyTeam livery? Yeah, it is. It is SkyTeam livery. Still at the wrong runway with flight radar. See if I can just to get some information. There we go. KLM flight 1203, Embraer 190 going to Stavanger. It is in the SkyTeam livery. This airplane, 11 years old. First flight was in April 2012. Is that another big bird? Departure from center. Latam cargo 767. Darn it. So we did get to see A380. Even though it wasn't the promised Journey to the Future livery. So something did not go right over at Flight Radar. Or Emirates, of course. So this is, when you don't zoom in, what you can see. Not very interesting. You do need something with a bit of zoom. Alright. Hey there, Mr. Cole. Good afternoon. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Now, Embraer's coming this way. Not very interesting. 737s on center. Let's see. A350 to Doha. Also going to center. A319 going around. Right, well, we'll definitely have a look at the Qatar A350 when it takes off from center in a few moments. There is one airplane going first. Great timing to sip a few sips of water. Let me also have a look at what's coming this way. First up is going to be an Embraer 190. And after that another Embraer 190 and then an A319. Narrow bodies galore, and what heavies are taking off are doing so from center, unfortunately. So here's one of the 737s taking off from center just now. And we should next we should see the departure of the Qatar A350. Let's have a look. I think we might start. Yeah, we can see it already. It's like a shark's tail in the water, although even the body of the fuselage is visible. Rotating, there we go. And there she is. So Qatar flight 274 A350 1000, the big one. Going back to Doha. This airplane is 5 years old already. And its first flight was in May 2018. Alrighty then. Let's have a look. Looks like there is an Embraer 190 arriving on the scene over here. Doesn't seem to be going to the runway threshold, so probably a turn and burn then. Let me scroll back to that part of the platform area. So this is KLM flight 1209, Embraer 190 going to Christiansand. The airplane is 9 years old. First flight was in October 2013. And Jackie has to go for some groceries. See you later, alligator. Thanks for joining. And have a nice evening. Now another Embraer 190 is coming over here. Two coots in water. Don't see the heron anymore. I think it is further out. Has moved its hunting ground further north. .737 just took off from center. And the next Embraer 190 is on the move. It is KLM flight 919 going to Southampton. So this airplane, 14 years old, first flight was in October 2008. Hey there, Belgian Rail, and Jan asks, where's this spot? It is next to the Polderbaan, runway 36 left. It is a bit further north than the official parking place of the Spottersplaats. So behind the people sitting on the bench where that guy is cycling, that's where the cycling path ends, and you can see behind the cyclist are a few other people, and that's the gate of the parking lot, which is the official Spottersplaats. And there's a fence and you can stand over there, look at the airplanes from over there. You can also leave the parking place and walk down here via the cycling path. There's a cycling path all along the runway, continuing until beyond the northern threshold. So you can walk up as far or cycle up as far as you like. There are some cyclists coming this way. You can even go to the other side if you walk around it. Right. Another Embraer has just arrived on the scene over here. Shortcutting, not going to the runway threshold. It is an Embraer 175 going to Humberside. KLM flight 1489. This airplane, 6 years old, first flight September 2016. Now let's have a look on Flight Radar, see what is going on. All narrow bodies, it is incredible. (737) to Barcelona lining up on center. E2 Embraer 195 coming over here. And a Boeing 737 to Birmingham has just entered the scene over here. Also looking up, looking around me, still no contrails to be seen. We can see some landing traffic to 06. So if we might see something interesting land for 06, let me know. Okay, well, Aviation Dutch Vlogs, thanks for joining. Not sure yet what I am going to do on Sunday, but if we don't meet on Sunday, maybe another day. Have fun while you go out Sunday and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Next up, KLM flight 1431, Boeing 737-800 going to Birmingham. 22-year-old airplane, first flight September 2000. Is it going to be chilling on its hangout spot? Oh no, it just went back into the water. Figured he might do a little chilling on the stone slab, which probably is nice and warm, insofar as they are cold in weather like this. They do make a little bit of noise. Not going on the mainland. Where's the other one? Oh, there. So, no other birds in the water over here. in that sense it is a bit quiet over here as well. There was a duck over there earlier during the stream, but now it seems to have gone. In the meantime, an E2 Embraer 195 has just arrived on the scene, so we should see its departure in a few moments, depending on whether it is going to take off from the immediate entrance or if it's going to make a left-hand turn and go to the runway threshold first. Looks like it is going to the runway immediately. Cool. In the meantime, departures from center continue to take place. All narrow bodies at the moment. Interesting, because yesterday I was streaming around the same time and we did have a lot more heavies yesterday than today. Quite a significant difference. Hey Marius, good to see you again. So this is an E2 Embraer 195 going to Oslo, KLM flight 1149. The airplane is 2 years old. First flight was in April 2021. Hardly audible. Just insane how quiet these are. As if they're flying on one engine. This is a Neo from Pegasus, by the looks of it. A321. Also very quiet. Good question, Alvin. I have no idea which of the two is more quiet. I think they're both almost equally quiet, probably just a few decibels. The two of them are markedly more quiet than other high bypass engines. But which of the two is the most quiet, I don't know. Probably very close call. Hey, there's an A320 going to Curaçao that is active on flight radar. And also a 777 to Shanghai. Now, let me go to the website. Bezoekbas, which is a website that shows expected runway usage. Let me have a look and see what their expected runway usage for today will be. So it's now 7 minutes past 5 and they are saying that Polderbaan is the only runway for departures in 35 minutes from now. Okay, that's not good news. So the Curaçao A330 will see take off from this runway then, but the triple is going to take off before they're going to close runway 36 center again. Unlucky there. Well, the Neos are also extremely quiet, Elvin, but I'm I think that the geared turbofans are, in my opinion, they sound more quiet than the Neos do, but the Neos are also awfully quiet. Really a big difference with the older types. Now, 777 is on the move. The A330 seems to have vanished from flight radar again. That is strange. Is that just me or... Something seems to be going on with flight radar. I was seeing a few planes just now and now I don't. Hey there Peter, good afternoon. Good to see you again, hope you're doing well. Yeah, there was an A330-200 to Curaçao on flight radar just now. Now I don't see it anymore. The only thing I see is an Embraer 175 to Norwich coming this way. Yeah, we are hearing frogs, but those are so well hidden that even if it's right in front of me, I would be unable to spot it. Unless it is really in the open. Hey Bas, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Not sure yet what I'm going to do over the weekend. Maybe I am going out tomorrow. Probably am. Although there are also a few chores that I still have to do. Sunday I don't know yet. It's going to be a very warm day, at least that's what they are expecting. Tropical weather. This is an Embraer 175 going to Norwich. Ah, okay, so I'm not the only one whose flight radar is acting up. There was an A330-200 from KLM destined to go to Curaçao Willemstad just now. Although it is no longer visible on flight radar. Maybe they turned the transponder off again, I don't know. But this airplane is real, it is visible not only on camera but also on flight radar. It is an Embraer 175 KLM flight 1523 going to Norwich. Short flight, so expecting a quick rotation. This airplane is 6 years old, first flight July 2016. So in the meantime, one of the coots did find its chill spot again. Alvin still sees the A330. Let me have a look. I don't. That's interesting. 777 on center. I do see that. Lining up. Going to Shanghai. So is there an A330 coming this way then? Huh. Interesting. Well, I'm going to turn around for the 777 then. I think we should be seeing it from there in a moment. Yeah, what we're now seeing is KLM flight 895 777 300 ER going to Shanghai. This airplane is 7 years old. First flight was in May 2016. Well, and in the meantime, one of the bird control vehicles is putting its flashlights on. So I'm not sure if they are going to do another runway inspection then. If that's what it's indicating. At the moment, no traffic in the immediate vicinity, although there is an Embraer 190 to Göteborg underway, but it is still taxiing parallel to runway 36 center, so still a few minutes out. Okay, so maybe we should go to the police to file a report for a missing Airbus A330, since nobody seems to be seeing it anymore. Last whereabouts, main platform area, Schiphol Airport. Embraer 190 from KLM going to Milan. Hey, I think I see a contrail. Let me see if I can follow it. So, going to manual focus, focus ring to, oh, wait, this is zoom. Change the rocker to focus and focus to infinity. It's almost directly head over. A bit higher still. No. Zoom out. It's now almost directly over me, so really hard to point the camera properly. But it is moving past me, so maybe oh no, that's making it worse. Going towards the sun. Let's see. You should be able to see something. No. Tried and failed. Not going to try that again. Very unfortunate. Alright, well. In the meantime, there is an Embraer coming this way. I was I was beginning to wonder. I was about to say we haven't seen our recurring friend of the show again, but there we are. Embraer 190 German Airways, DAPRI, the Leysieffer Chocolaterie, special livery. Now if I recall correctly, it is 8 years old. First flight was in 2015. Let me double check. 15 years old, first flight January 2008. Embraer 190, German Airways, flying for KLM as KL flight 1161. Going to Gothenburg. And a landing airplane in the distance. I think they are indeed leasing airplanes, because I think approximately half of the E2 Embraer 195 fleet is still grounded due to engine difficulties. So they had to resort to leasing airplanes to cover all the flights. So seeing an E2 Embraer from KLM fly is somewhat of a rarity actually these days. And this is an A320neo, it says so on the tin. Quite quiet. So if flight radar is working properly, it is very quiet at the moment, both on this runway and on center. I don't see any airplanes right now, although there is an Embraer 190 to Geneva that looks like it's in the vicinity of the threshold of center. Don't see anything coming this way. Embraers 190, Embraers 190, 737. Well, there is a plane that we saw on flight radar and we don't see it anymore. So in that sense, it is missing. There was an Airbus A330-200 that was supposed to go to Curaçao and it vanished from flight radar. Now, there is an Embraer 190 taking off from center. We should be able to see it in a moment. There we go. Huh. Okay, totally missed that. Apparently, I thought I saw an airplane, but apparently it wasn't. No, visibility isn't helping. There it is. Yeah, but folks, I think I am going to wrap it up because it is boring as you know what. Really nothing going on over here. It is a Friday, but it looks like Sleepy Town over here. Hardly any traffic. 2 runways in use for departures, no less. So even less traffic going to this runway. The only thing I see is there's now a Dreamliner to New York JFK on active on flight radar, but other than that it is all narrow bodies and they are far and few in between. So yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up and come back at a later stage. Friday afternoons are apparently not the busiest for departures. So folks, I am going to wrap it up. Hope to see you again during one of the next streams. Thank you so much for joining. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening or morning. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And until the next time, go... Okay. Thought so. There was a hiccup here with my computer. Folks, I'm gonna wrap it up. Talk to you later and see you on the next one. Bye bye.